white man says conservatives believe in nothing. And that is in fact the truth. That's the truth. That is the total truth. They say they believe in limited government, but they voted in a authoritarian that chooses to use the federal government and federal apparatuses to control states simply because the states don't support him and his political ideology, right? These people say they oppose wars, but they elected a person who has started multiple wars and multiple conflicts, right? They say that they don't, they say that they don't like the LGBTQ community, right? They say they got a problem with that. But it seems like all their politicians are in closeted LGBT community members, right? Who like to project their insecurities and their inability to come out the closet, onto everybody else and pretend like they're straight when they're in fact not. Like, why do supposed conservatives who hate LGBT community keep voting in people like Lindsey Graham, the Speaker of the House? These are clearly gay men in the closet who are wielding their power, and pretending and overcorrecting, trying to be straight or trying to do things that they believe straight people will do, right? Like these conservatives, when faced with a president, right, that stomps on their independence, they don't seem to care. But let Obama had done any of this stuff, anything, any one thing that Donald Trump has done. If Obama would have did any of it, several impeachments would have been flying left and right. It'd have been 24-hour news. Anything. But see, with Donald Trump, since it's their guy, they give him a pass on everything they say they want. They give him a pass on every wrong thing they do. They say they conservative and they love family values, but they got the most unfamily man president in the history of America. He's on his third wife. He got multiple baby mamas, right? He doesn't take care of all of his kids. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's racist, right? He's a abuser of women. This is the family. His wife is a mail order bride from Europe, all right? Clearly Epstein delivered this woman to him, and she ended up being the first lady because of you guys. That's insane. So yeah. Conservatives don't believe nothing. They're just bad people. They're just bad, racist, misogynist, subhuman people who use the political salad given to them by the even more corrupt, evil politicians that know that they can use their ignorance as a weapon to push along their political, ideologies. They use them as a tool, and that's it. Yeah, they're most definitely have no values. They're not the family of conservative values. They're not the party of lower taxes. They're not the party of anything. They're a neo-Nazi, white supremacist, racist, white supremacist, adjacent, ethno-nationalistic group of people who have used the Republican Party or the conservative ideology as a smokescreen to push upon their hateful rhetoric. Anyway, you guys say what you think in the comment section. This Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Conservatives inherently
believe in nothing.
It's Allison does these videos where she asks conservatives, if you had 15 years and the rubber stamp of yes, what would you do to reshape the country? They never have anything to say because they
Believe in nothing.
The only thing that they have is culture war issues that are completely astroturfed. But since this question is such a slam dunk, I'm going to go ahead and answer it. If I had the rubber stamp and nobody could stop the initiatives that I wanted to put through, I would have a 5-step program. Housed, clothed, fed, educated, healthy. Housing is pretty simple. Anybody in the United States is guaranteed housing. I'm also going to make it illegal to restrict more dense housing. I don't care what the NIMBYs say. Whether you want your house to look like Barcelona city blocks or like Kyoto, I don't care. Get it done. I do not care what white people who live in suburbia think of inner cities. They don't get to continue to make decisions for everybody else. Urban sprawl is the death of community. Along with the housing guarantee is a guarantee of public transportation. Every single major city center will be connected by bullet trains across the entire country. And then every major city will be connected, and every single person will be no more than 20 minutes away by foot from a train station. along with a robust network of streetcars and buses, however that city would like to design their public transit system. Number 2 is clothes. There are so many clothes that are thrown away in the United States by companies that would like to continue artificial scarcity. All of the surplus would be sold back to the US government for pennies on the dollar. If you don't participate, you will be fined to an insane degree. These clothes will then be allocated back to the public, whoever needs it, and whatever kind of clothes that they want, they can go online to select that. That way, they're not just wearing gray jumpsuits, but things they would actually like to wear, things they would feel confident in. And if you already have an issue with this, I think you need to reassess your thinking of how you treat people with less money than you. Number 3 is Fed. There would be public grocery stores, and we would continue to also have private grocery stores. Public grocery stores would carry exclusively the staples. Everything you could possibly need will be stocked there, and the US government will also supply however much money on average somebody in your city needs to eat when it comes to groceries for an entire month will be distributed to your household. Let's say for a house of 4, it's $400. I know, crazy number right now. But every household would be given $400 to shop at the public grocery store, and if private grocery stores would also like to participate, they would be given tax incentives to do so. And the private grocery stores can also carry the staples, but more exotic items, or more fun items, or the treats and the snacks, or anything that isn't leading towards a more healthy eating and diet lifestyle. The public grocery store is just to make sure you're fed no matter what. Number 4 is education. We are ridding this country of private institutions. Wealth is a tool of segregation. Public education will become the pinnacle of our society. Teaching will become a very lucrative career that over time becomes extremely competitive because we want the best people in education. Education will be reformed to teach what the kids need rather than what a test score is going to define their intelligence as. And depending on where the kid themselves wants to go, over time, we can track them into that type of education throughout their entire life. From kindergarten to 12th grade, all the way into college, and then graduate level degrees, you can do whatever you want because it's entirely free. Lastly, healthcare, single payer healthcare. Being a doctor would still be a lucrative career, but everyone else in the process of working within the medical field would also have a lucrative career. I don't know if you guys know this, but generally outside of the doctors, everyone else gets shafted. Well, other than hospital administrators. We'd also have a very long conversation with the AMA and about how many doctors are allowed to be awarded their doctorate each year. Doctor shortages aren't there because people don't want to become doctors. It's because the AMA quite literally wants to create artificial scarcity using your health as the hostage. This will also come with a complete reform on how we do unions and how businesses are actually run. Every single major bank is broken up. Every single major tech company is broken up. Everything will be for the happiness of the society. We will no longer decide everything off of private institutions wanting to garner more wealth and the idea of shareholder value. Everything will be geared towards the pursuit of happiness for the most possible people that we can. Everyone will be in a union. There can be unions at different levels and a national, a regional, a state, or a city level, or based off of your occupation or based off of your specific employer. Everybody will be in a union. There will be no more institutions that are not employee co-ops. Every single institution will be reformed into something that is owned by the people who actually deliver the value. If you're real mad about this because you want to be a CEO and do zero work all day and then eventually end up with the big paycheck, reevaluate your thinking. Now, if this just sounds like the Economic Second Bill of Rights, you're right. It's exactly this. This is exactly where I got the inspiration from for this idea. And before you go start moaning about where do we get all the money to do all this, where do we get the money to offer $1.5 trillion to try and buy Greenland? Answer me that question first and who this is actually for before you come for me in the comments about an idea that would actually uplift society. By the time this is done and everybody is housed, clothed, fed, educated, and healthy, it won't seem so weird that I have Perry the Platypus as my press secretary.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.